So, do we need next generation gaming now? Now, this kind of on the back of analysts saying that next year we're going to get PlayStation 5, just a PS4 Pro. We've got Scorpio, whatever,
Xbox One X.
One X. There we go. Just can remember for a second there. Just what do you think of that one? It's an interesting. I mean, I was sitting working it out, and it's actually not too bad in terms of timescales how long we've had the console, but it just seems like so soon since we got the PlayStation 4 and things. But then my gaming laptop and PC are both more powerful than they were even when they came out in day one.
Yeah.
Power isn't everything.
No.
But it's one of these things where a lot of games are obviously made for PlayStation, and you get a graphics boost for a PC and things like that. So, what do you think? PlayStation 5.
It bugs me. It just bugs me. I'm like, I think it's almost like taking over like the Apple sort of thing. It's like we'll release one every 6 months. There's a PlayStation 4, there's a PlayStation Pro, there's this, there's that, and it's like I don't have like £400 every 6 months to just go out and donate it to Microsoft.
Yeah, it's different. It's different when it's a phone because you're using
it's
that
yearly with a
every,
phone though.
But you're using that, but you're using your phone every single day and like multiple times a day. To and sometimes facilitate either work or life. So it's different. It's different. So you can kind of almost justify spending like $600 on a phone. Every year, every 2 years, if you're into that way inclined.
Every analogy to
2
pants.
years, but again, like,
You're using them every day.
Apple thing, the whole
Some
Apple
folk.
thing is like they bring one out every 6 months, and it's
Not a
like,
year?
No,
A year?
it's more or less they'll bring out like the iPhone 6, then it's a 6S,
6S.
then it's a 6S Plus, and it just like so the same idea as like there's never that big a jump like PlayStation 4 to PlayStation Pro. Like I would have been able to tell you like massively what the difference was. A general gamer. I know there's like hardcore gamers, and there's guys that look for graphics, and there's guys that look for specs. But like, if I was to go from a PlayStation 4 to a PlayStation Pro, I would be like, nah, I don't really know what the big deal is. It plays the same games.
Apologies for the sharp noises. Ian's just battering your drums.
Doesn't want to hear it. Doesn't want to hear that
Yeah.
input.
It was John's rage.
It was really
I'm raged up.
This is like the famous Nintendo rant.
If you've seen it in the previous videos, Nintendo got a bit of a dashing. Sorry, guys.
Doing.
You're not good enough. So yeah, that's and it's the same on the Xbox side of things as well because I'm an Xbox more heavy guy. But like it's the same with Microsoft. I'm not a donator. I'm afraid.
I'm not gonna get a PlayStation 4 Pro. I was gonna say 4.5. I'm not gonna. I might consider an Xbox One X. Oh my god! this is
a gaming.
I might consider it. Yeah. There's just so many iterations, as people are saying. I mean, even to the last generation, there was a couple of different versions of the 360.
But they were all the same. They're all still the same.
Aye, Red Light, Ring of Death.
Yeah.
No, so I'm going to come at it more from a kind of point of view of like if you look at the portable market just now, what is happening with the 3DSs and the various iterations of that. And yeah, I mean the new 3DS compared to the old 3DS, there's better 3D in it, but there's faster processors, so it can run better games, it can run them faster.
Yeah.
So there's a benefit in that. So I did upgrade for like just because I want a console that runs faster, because I think that's important with your handheld sort of thing. But in terms of next gen 4K, I've said it before in previous. I don't have a 4K telly. I don't really know what I'm getting from it. That's
Actually, that's what I agree with Ian because as he says, it plays better games, but the PlayStation 4 Pro plays the exact same games as the PlayStation 4 does.
Right. Yeah. So I get that. I'm kind of coming from the same place as in the middle of you guys a bit, right? So if they play the games better. Yeah, so it loads faster.
Noticeably better.
Yeah. Faster, more constant frame rates. If you can get a bump in resolution, as in like a lot of the Xbox One games run at 900p or 700p, so 720p. If they get a bump to full 1080, that would be enough for me. I'd be in for that. And if you can make it look better at 1080p, I'd still be up for that. But
but we're
make it run faster.
You're missing the point. Like they could have done it 6 months ago. When they brought out the first one,
but not at the same price. They couldn't have done it.
Well, make it more expensive. You could do it for a price and a half.
They've announced the price of,
but do you know what I mean?
Of the Xbox One X, and people are going mental. Even though for what you're getting in the box, it's a pretty
But
cheap.
what I
box.
mean is you go for PlayStation to PlayStation 4 Pro, right?
Uh-huh.
And it's like, well, you could put an extra 150 quid onto the PlayStation 4 and just released it as a PlayStation 4 Pro when it was originally there.
when it was originally released.
Aye.
Yeah, but they didn't. So the whole thing with the PlayStation 4 was that it was cheaper than the Xbox One, even though it was slightly more powerful. You know what I mean?
Aye,
So
I'm just thinking back to
as a,
when I
as a
bought when
strategic
you bought a,
thing, they had to go in at a certain price point.
I understand, but then again, if you knew you weren't going to have to pay another £300 6 months later, it would make me buy. I'd buy a £500, £600 PlayStation as opposed to buying.
I don't think it
buying
would.
two.
I don't think it would, because like, why? If they say that, oh, don't worry, we're not going to do a revision, because no one assumed they were going to do a revision, so there was nothing to gain. You know what I mean? Like, it's like the PlayStation 3 when they released that was like what, £500, or like, you know, it was, or $500, whatever. It was expensive. So much so that on stage they said you're going to need to get another job to be able to buy this console.
But then the original Xbox was
Because-
like £300 or £400.
The original,
It was something ridiculous. I remember buying it with all my
it was
Pizza Hut money.
expensive, but it wasn't as expensive as the PS3, because PS3 was the most expensive console at the
that's
time.
fair dues.
And that was coming off the arrogance of how well the PS2 had done. So how bad the PS3 did, Sony had to do something with the PS4, and they made it more powerful, luckily, than the Xbox One, and they had to beat them on price as well.
I'm still like,
But
that's
getting
back to like
off
64 and
the
64 and
the
GameCube.
track of the mid generation upgrade. I don't think it's needed, the mid generation upgrade. I don't think that's needed. We had the previous generation Xbox 360 PS3 that lasted for what, 8 years. And I mean, that might have been down to like the financial crisis and they're not expecting people to be able to buy games and stuff like that. But look at the lifespan they got out of those consoles. If you look at like the first Uncharted to The Last of Us on PS3, I mean, it's like that's like looking at two different generations of games. You know what I mean? Or like Halo
on the
3
same
and
console.
Gears of War 3. You know what I mean? I just mean that they managed to squeeze a lot of juice out of that, which I think they could have done with these consoles.
I agree with that.
Now I have a PlayStation 4 Pro. Right?
Them's fighting words.
Simon just dropped true.
Oh man, I'm out here.
Drop the mic.
Yeah, and I've bought it with a view to like, alright, you know, I get like super sampling down from 4K to 1080p, which gives you, you know, better, you know, less jaggies, things like that, better graphics, right? That's why I've bought it, for better frame rates. I do plan getting out 4K TV at some point, but that's not necessarily the reason I bought it. So for me, what Ian was saying was that if we can get something that's faster, plays the games better, it can be worth the upgrade. And I think the price jump, I mean, I managed to sell my PS4 at a decent price, so I didn't have to pay that much more for the PS4 Pro. So I think that was a fair upgrade. Will I upgrade to an Xbox One X? Probably, but it's not going to be anywhere near launch. It's just not going to happen.
Then you fall into the dangerous trap that you could end up with the
Xbox
PlayStation 5 coming out, and you're like, oh,
see, I don't buy that they're bringing that out. I know I agree with what you're saying. It feels like we've just had these consoles released, right? But it has been like, it's been what, 4 years.
Yep.
You know, and that's quite scary when you think about that.
Yeah,
They're always looking to the future, but game sales and console sales are going to dictate what they do.
Yeah, and they've got like 50 million install base for PS4. They're not just going to abandon that next year.
And they didn't abandon PS3, to be
True,
fair. They only just stopped making them last
You're right.
month,
You're right.
Or this month. But one of the things that'll get me on it is if the next Elder Scrolls game is on PlayStation 5.
What, Skyrim again?
Skyrim edition.
No, that's what Howard love. No, but there's that or Fallout 5. But I don't know, it's just it's one of those situations where you see with PlayStation 3 we obviously saw Grand Theft Auto 5 coming out, and then PlayStation 4 got it and Xbox One got it. So you're kind of looking at it now and you're thinking, maybe the last of the proper big games, because the Batman series are big games and things like that, but the proper big games are like the likes of Fallout and Skyrim and the sort of GTA and Red Dead.
Like
I know Red Dead's just coming back. They're the
thing.
once generation things, and they come in at the tail end of the generation. And you tend to find that then that follows on, and you know you get remakes, and then you end up buying 4 copies of Skyrim.
Grand Theft Auto.
Or Rocket League.
or Rocket League. Rocket League was a mistake. I mean, it was an accident that I bought the extra versions of that.
Was the draw distance? You didn't know you were doing.
Yeah.
That
Imagine what the draw
just-
distance. Imagine what the draw distance is going to be like on Switch.
Well, ask Neil.
Yeah.
This is all you need to play Rocket League online with your Nintendo Switch.
And chat to your friends, yeah.